Personally, I think it's a mix of the general anticlimax when something happens and then people were like, is that it? And then they, sort of go into this lull, right? And something like the sell the news, buy the rumor thing that always happens. And of course, we have manipulation, which probably played the biggest role of all. And these manipulators of the system understand that we're going to get this anticlimax period. We're going to get this sort of point where people are not really 100% happy about what happened. And then they're going to use that opportunity to try and liquidate some people, shake the tree. If you remember my tree shaking analogy video, then I believe that that's what's happened here. And it's evident by the very sort of quick recovery. Let me just show you the graph. It's not complete recovery, but it's kind of like a liquidation wick and then back up halfway, and then we're making our way back up again. And like in the last 2 minutes, we've jumped again. So by the time I even finish recording this video, we might have dipped back into, well, not dipped, we might have, pumped back into the, approaching the green line there. So I wouldn't be worried. I wouldn't, panic. I wouldn't do any of that. Nothing's happening out of the ordinary. It's just crypto behaving like crypto and emotional people behaving like emotional people. I mean, case in point, look at the index is at fear. How are we fearful now when we've got an entire bull run in front of us, when we've got a crypto-friendly administration that's working things out now? Yes, the macros are complete garbage. We have all sorts of conflicts around the world. Everyone's broke. Everything looks bleak. But look, summer is coming over here in the northern hemisphere anyway. The sun is shining. We're having a beautiful day in London today. I'm going to go for another walk today as usual. By the way, those of you asking why I'm outside walking all the time, it's because I'm doing it for my health and fitness, right? I have a target to do 2 hours a day every day for as long as it takes to arrive at my fitness goals and then beyond. So that's why I'm doing it, and killing two birds with one stone as it happens. So XRP followed BTC into the trending box because, of course, the volume of the drop following the signing of the executive order. So I think, again, there's a sentiment that people aren't completely happy. I think what's happened also is the press, social media, influencers, I guess YouTubers, opinion leaders around the world when it comes to crypto. Maybe we put too much into this whole crypto reserve thing, or maybe we didn't think it through in terms of where the actual crypto is going to come from. And also a lot of people, fail to consider that at the end of the day, we're dealing with politicians and government here, right? And corporations that basically think of themselves first and foremost before, you even come to mind, if you come to mind at all. But actually, I think that we're going to make our way back again. Within a few hours, we'll be back where we were before. I mean, XRP is already soldiering back, as is Solana, Cardano, etc., right? So it's not actually that bad. What is awesome, though, to consider is the fact that, this is happening. Brazilian fintech unveils Bitcoin strategic reserve to coincide with, the United States government. In fact, it's not just Brazil or Brazilian companies. It's a lot of people doing it. So even if the United States weren't doing this at all, there's enough entities around the world that are going to be doing it that we're going to get that supply shock anyway. It might not happen as quickly and in such a parabolic way, but it will happen anyway because, again, states in the United States, companies around the world, actual countries around the world also are mimicking what the United States is doing. Some of them are front running the United States. So even though the US might be, a little bit conservative in how much Bitcoin they're actually going to buy, as sort of suggested by the executive order that they're going to use, the Silk Road Bitcoin, and then, Bitcoin that they take over from entities and people, whatever, criminals, all that's going to be dumped into the reserve, which is clever, obviously. But consider that, BlackRock, Fidelity, all those guys, JP Morgan also would be holding as much Bitcoin as possible for their ETFs. And then we're going to get ETFs and ETF-like products popping up everywhere in the world. And as we go forward, we're just going to get more and more, people buying into Bitcoin. Now, consider this, right? Every millionaire in the world, right? If they all decided, you know what, I'm going to get one Bitcoin, every millionaire in the world, there's not enough Bitcoin to go around, and there would never be. So there's going to come a time when these millionaires, billionaires, people who are, multiple hundreds of thousandaires are going to decide to go for, 2, 3, 4, 5 Bitcoins. And then what? We're going to get a massive supply shock. Most of these people would have to buy on the exchange like we do, because OTC Bitcoin would have run out. Coinbase, Binance, all those guys have sold out of all of the Bitcoin if they don't decide to hoard it for themselves as well, right? So the time is coming, and this time now is when the very intelligent money, they've seen the writing on the wall, and they are shaking the tree, trying as best as possible to keep the price low while they accumulate, get retail and front runners to sell their Bitcoin now, to sell their XRP, sell all this stuff before the massive run, right? So like I said before, there are many, many entities. As of now, as far as my little bit of research went, right? These are the countries that are looking at already implementing or announced that they're going to implement some kind of Bitcoin strategic reserve, right? You have the United States, of course. Donald Trump has endorsed it and signed an executive order as of yesterday. You have El Salvador, okay? You have Brazil, you have Russia, you have Switzerland, Poland, Japan, Germany, Hong Kong, Czech Republic, Bhutan, China, UAE, and South Korea. And that's as of now. And you know that a lot of countries are going to join that list, as the year progresses. You have states within the United States, Pennsylvania, Texas, Florida, Ohio. Again, there are a few more that are not on this list. And then you have companies like MicroStrategy, Rumble, LKR House, Remix Point, that's in Japan, right? Genius Group, Cosmos, Hot Therapeutics, right? Arcus Pharmaceuticals, Thumpos, Thumpos Media Corporation, Tesla, in Tessa San Paulo in Italy, Meluise in Brazil, and then, some other organizations. And of course, added to this are whales, billionaires, secret entities, countries that are hoarding Bitcoin quietly and silently, corrupt billionaires and political leaders around the world. And the list goes on and on and on. So please don't be panicked by a silly little drop in the market. We're going to get our bull run. It's going to happen. Okay. The bull run isn't over. Don't believe the FUD. You're going to see a lot of posts on X about how it's over for Bitcoin. It's a scam. How it's over for XRP. It's a scam all this time. It's going to zero, blah, blah, blah. And the minute you capitulate to that, the price is going to go parabolic into the sky. Anyway, not financial advice, your own research. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.